Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for the official qualification of Inter into the next Champions League thanks to Inter-Atalanta 3-2. Unfortunately, they scored 2, but we were incredible. I want to take a little moment to just think about the level of happiness, of joy, of hope, of togetherness that this team brought to us fans this year. And I really want to thank you for all you've done. Now we can really say that we go to Istanbul with a light heart because we achieved another couple of trophies this year. We secured our place in the Champions League. We can really devote these couple of weeks to try and study some countermeasures to limit City. And in any case, this is one of the best seasons lately in the last 10 years, I would say. And it's just fantastic to be part of it. So thank you, Inter. Bop A Lulaaaaa, she's my baby. Bop A Lulaaaaa, don't be maybe. Bop A Lulaaaaa, she's my baby doll, my baby doll, my baby doll. Yes, Bop A Lulaaaaa, because the Lula is bringing even much joy, even more pleasure to these moments. The Lula really yesterday was moving in a way. I almost was with watering eyes, seeing how these two lads look for each other, search each other on the pitch, try to serve each other, to help each other, to promote each other, to push each other to the goal. I mean, it's just fantastic. It's obvious when you see these two creatures on the pitch, it's obvious they have to play together. This is the only little criticism that I would, or suggestion that I would give to Simone. Lula is incredible, especially with a team that presses you. It's just lethal. So yesterday was, let's keep the video about yesterday's game. Yesterday was an incredible game, really. And we started it off like a tornado as usual. Apart from the game with Fiorentina where we suffered, usually we start off that way. The derby is there to testify it because we scored more or less in the same amount of time, a couple of goals, maybe a little more, because until the 7th minute we were not in Milan's area. And, we started off after 40 seconds, we already scored the first, after 3 minutes the second. I mean, we were really overwhelming for Atalanta. And bear in mind that Atalanta had 1 week to rest and prepare for this game, while we flew to Rome and had a game for a final, for a trophy, 72 hours before this. So, in light of this, this victory acquires even more meaning. Apart from the very beginning, we've been great during the whole game. A couple of numbers, 20 shots to 11 for Inter, almost double, of which 11 to 3 on target. This is a very important piece of information because it's saying that basically, finally, we regained a bit of precision in our shots. And that's fantastic. As I said, we scored 2 goals in the first 3 minutes, and then, we kind of managed the game. We scored another goal. Chala was in offside. All in all, we were really dominating the game with no chance for Atalanta to be part of it until, honestly, probably because we got a bit bored. We kind of lowered a bit our defenses, and they grew a bit, and with a bit of luck on a corner kick with the ball deflected 3-4 times, half a foul on D'Ambrosio, they managed to put 1 ball in, but it was not a normal, let's say, play. It was something occasional, and this also is good for us because defensively we were really so solid. Then in the second half, again, we never suffered, really, never. And then we closed the game with that magic goal. That was a goal where you really could see the squad coming together, and not only the squad, but you could see also the importance of Lukaku. That ball cut the defense in two. It was incredible. You know, he couldn't even see that angle. He was turned towards the other side, so he had in mind, he saw with his eye that Brozo was running down, and vertically he served it by hard, let's say. And then Brozo also did something beautiful, you know, that assist to Lauti, who's still fighting for to be the top scorer of Serie A, because he has 21 goals versus 23 of Osimhen. So everything was just like in a fairy tale. And yes, of course, then they scored their second goal, which also was completely occasional, you know, with that own goal by Onana from Muriel, the second shot. I mean, two goals that we suffered really don't have to make us worried, because they were part luck and part occasional situations. And then, you know, after that goal, yes, the stadium was already crazy, and I love to hear all these choirs, or all this power, this energy filling the stadium. A stadium that during 1 year brought more than 2 million fans to watch Inter. So that's another great record. Let's go to the players. Tiramola Onana 6.5. He had a nice knee save in the first half, and honestly, he couldn't do much on the first goal, because the shot was very up close and very strong. On the second one, he didn't see the ball when it was kicked from Muriel. He only saw it a bit after that, so couldn't do much as well. He was also unlucky that he scored a kind of an own goal. At least this was the decision of the league. And all in all, distributing the ball wisely as always, and giving the impression of having a defense that's not afraid of anything and anyone, even when it comes to build up some plays. So 6.5 for Tiramola. D'Ambrosio 6-. On the first goal, he was not exceptional, let's say. He could have kicked the ball away a bit earlier. Yes, he did suffer almost a foul on the shot that led to the goal, but I think all in all it wasn't a foul, and he could have done a bit better. He anticipated a couple of times his opponents pretty well, but one thing that I didn't like at all from a player who's 34 is that he made a couple of faults in midfield that were completely unnecessary, with the opponent shoulders giving his back to our goal and in midfield, you know. So in that occasion you simply have to control. They teach you this when you're 13 years old, and when you're 34, with the experience of D'Ambrosio, it frustrates me to see this kind of behavior. He's not the first and not the last to do this. I can remember Costa Curta in a much more important situation in the semi-final of the World Cup of 1994 with, I think, Bulgaria we were playing, or Hungary, I don't know. And we won that game, but he got a yellow card that prevented him from playing the final. And he got that yellow card with a stupid foul made in midfield exactly. So I'm just saying, you know, it's not to blame D'Ambrosio only. Many players commit these mistakes even when they're experienced, but that brings him a minus. So it's a 6- for our Napolitan D'Ambro, and then Acerbi 7. Very good in defense, both with the head and with the feet. Very, very, very attentive to all the movements. In a couple of times, in a couple of situations, I really appreciated his sense of positioning. He was positioned really majestically. And he even had a nice shot, a nice volley in the end. Sometimes when you see him forward like that and free, you see that his teammates are not really at ease to pass him the ball, because technically, of course, he can't be as good as the midfielders or the forwards. But, you know, I appreciate that he's there, he tries, and most of all that he is there with his lungs, you know, because he really displays a great physical shape for his age. Bastoni 7. He had one incredible solo play in the first half, one of those plays in which he goes diagonally dribbling everybody until the penalty area of the opponents. And apart from that, he was very good in helping the team building plays. Defensively okay. Again, Atalanta didn't give us a lot of headaches, but he was good in construction. Bastoni 7. A-Train Dumfries 6+. Not one of his best games lately. He was a bit late on a header from Scalvini that could have been dangerous. He lost also a preoccupying ball at the end of the first half. He did again run many times on the flank and helped his teammates, but he wasn't as decisive as we have been used to see him lately. Anyway, it's a 6+. Barella 7.5. Where is the nervous Barella who was using his arms more than his legs on the pitch? I don't know what happened, but congratulations. You learn from your mistakes, we can say that. You scored an amazing goal. That second goal that you scored was such a bullet. I mean, it was incredible. We loved it. The whole stadium screams so loud. You also had a wonderful shot in the second half, but mostly you were everywhere. Really helpful when it came to alleviating our team from the pressure of the opponents. You were always there, always showing yourself, making yourself available for passes. Really great. And when Atalanta had the ball, you were covering up and closing the passing lines of Atalanta also very well. So really a mature player, a great player, a wonderful resource to have in midfield. Probably a player that will play on the starting lineup of every team in Europe at the moment. 7.5 for Barella. Tube-man Brozovic, 7+. Very good, recuperating balls that were very important. And of course he made that amazing assist for our Lauti. And that assist brings him a 7+. Altogether with the rest of the performance. Sultan of Swing Çalhanoğlu, it's a 7 because he had a great free kick that he tried to shoot towards the goal. He also had that wonderful shot from 35 meters away. It was a central but so powerful and done with such an ease, you know. His movement was so gentle and delicate. You could never imagine such a bullet coming out of a movement that's so smooth and fluid. So it's amazing to see you kick the ball. Sultan of Swing, 7. Drone delivery Di Marco, 6.5. For him as well, just like for Dumfries, maybe they're tired, not the best performance. But he was very important on the play of the second goal with that shot, showing himself, getting the ball from Lauti, putting it towards the center, then shooting. So he was a big part of the second goal, even though he didn't make an assist. And he had also some nice crosses. So 6.5. Lauti, Lula, you have to understand that Lula is like one thing. It's like two parts of the same heart. One cannot survive without the other. And that's why, because they're one, they get 1 grade. Lula gets 1 grade, and it's an 8. Lauti 8. Of course, the reasons for this 8 are: number 1, after 30 seconds, he makes this amazing assist to Lauti. On the second goal, he changes the flank with that beautiful pass to Di Marco, and he also with Rom tried so many times to get an assist or to give one, and for a couple of times they had such beautiful dialogue and he went close to scoring. So not only this feeling of love, attraction, energy and understanding between them, but also this hunger to score. I mean, it's just beautiful to see them playing together. Then he was also amazing in dribbling yesterday. There was a play he made on up when we were playing forward on the right in the second half, where he dribbled like 4 players in a matter of seconds. So really powerful as we've never seen him before. And of course he crowns this performance with the last goal. So it's an 8 for Lauti, and for Lula and for Lukaku as well. Why? Because Lukaku, 39 seconds, he scores a goal that's so important, and he scores it with a very cold behavior, which is not something usual to see in any player. He was very calm in front of the goalie. He almost reminded us a bit of Ronaldo in the final of the UEFA with Lazio a few years ago, when he made those kind of fake moves with Marchegiani. Lukaku did something similar. Of course, it's not possible to do it as Ronaldo did because he was a panther, but it was great goal. Then he was very precious on their corners, because he was always on the first post, hitting it away, and we did need him because Atalanta was very dangerous on those set pieces, like the goal that they made. Again, we talked about this dialogue with Lauti a couple of times. They gave the ball to each other and they were very dangerous. And of course, on the third goal, he gives this, it's not an assist because then Brozovic gives the ball to Lauti, but it's better than an assist because it's a ball that basically puts you in front. It's a ball that puts two players in front of the goalie alone. So it's an 8 for Romelu, and it was really a pleasure for the eyes to see the Lula yesterday. Coming to the substitutions, Gosens 6+. He had 2-3 crosses. He came in as usual with the right mentality. Dzeko didn't do much. I honestly think that he was psychologically hit by the performance of Lukaku, because he also, I think, feels that maybe now Lukaku is a bit stronger than him. And it's evident, not only that he's stronger, but that he plays better with Lauti than what Dzeko does. Then we have De Vrij, 7. He was great towards the end when he made a great save. Onana was out of the goal and the ball was very dangerously close to our line, to our goal line. And De Vrij really, and once again, was perfect in his play, and confirming that he's really back into his habitual shape after almost a couple of years of difficulties. Darmian, no grade because he didn't do much. Aslani unfortunately gets a 5 because also played very little time, but he had that ball from just outside of the penalty area. My friend, you have to at least shoot on target on a ball like that. It's opportunities that you get at Inter. They're 1, 2, 3, not more. You already threw away a couple of big opportunities, one in Barcelona and one yesterday. You gotta step up, my friend, if you want to play with Inter. And Inzaghi, it's an 8. Simone, if I think that a little more than a month ago everybody was discussing you, we had hashtags with Inzaghi out, I stuck with you, but I also was under the impression that you were not going to be the coach of Inter next year, honestly. Instead, and this is the beauty of soccer and life, you reverted all of this and you gave us such a gift, because, you know, winning trophies is something that brings happiness, and you brought us a couple of times this happiness this year. But most of all, you give us the opportunity now to really dream about something that was unthinkable. And this is what makes us love you so much. Not only that you make our team play so well, but that you also believed in something that nobody believed in and achieved it. So thank you so much, Simone. It's an 8 for you. And that's all for today's video. Please, if you enjoyed it, punch the like button, leave a comment to tell me how to make these videos better, and subscribe. It's very important for me. That's all, and that's, as always, Forza Magica Inter!